So good morning, everyone. My name is Ekunalu TLC, also known as Banks. I'm going to be your lead analyst for today. So let's commence. First of all, we're going to be looking at XAUUSD as the first pair that we will be trading. And XAUUSD, currently, as you guys can see, first of all, you have to put your trades on a 4-hour time frame. Sort of helps you to see the market better and all of that. So it helps you to see the market better, and you're able to trade effectively, and also help you to minimize unwarranted losses and all of that. So let's proceed. Let's proceed. So now let's look at it. So first of all, as you guys can see, you can clearly see that gold has been on a downtrend for a bit. As you can clearly see, it's been pushing down price for like a while, trying to push down price and all of that. Then they did like a break of structure here, as you guys can see. There was like a slight break of structure here. Then it continued to push up price. Now, upon pushing up price, it failed to break this high or even reach this high, right? So there was a pullback momentum from this area. Now, this area caused this downward trend that now broke another structure here, creating a double break of structure, right? So for me, opportunities for sales wouldn't be far-fetched, for as you guys can see. So if you mark out this triangular area that is here, this first one that is here, that's going to be a recorded high, obviously. And then if you mark out this zone that is here, it would also be a recorded region for possible reversals, right? I hope that makes sense. So now for me, I would now look at it that, okay, nonetheless, this place represented a lower high region. But then gold pushed up price there initially and then sold. Now it pushed up price to break past this area. So if I were you, I would use this area as an opportunity to look for possibilities of buys. This zone that is here, right? And I'm going to explain why. Because first off, this is a lower high region that market's supposed to push down from, like he did here. Now, upon pushing down price here, what he did was he formed liquidity around here, right? So that liquidity created an equal high. The market pushed up price to clear that equal high. So for me, this is an area you can get buy opportunities and exit at these possible zones here. But a break above this region and this region here would mean continuous buys. Now, from that, I now to come to a time frame that is divided by 2, which is the 2 hour. Upon coming down to the 2 hour, you can refine your entry however you want, put it down a bit into like an area here, and then drag this up a bit, then sort of refine it however you want. But all of these trades will be sent to our Forex signal anyway. So you can bring this down a bit to an area like around here, and then you can refine however which way you want it. So now we already know that, okay, the sales are inevitable. Like at least we know that from here, there are visible sell opportunities that are showing. But nonetheless, this is a region that was a lower high region that created another lower high. And the market pushed down price. Now, market pushed up price after creating a liquidity here by breaking this zone. So, what market is supposed to do automatically is that you're supposed to train your eyes, guys. So, market is supposed to retest back into this area, that we have like this, and then give us a continuation of the buys, at least to this zone, and decide maybe to sell for a bit, push up price, maybe sell for a bit, push up price here. And if he decides, he can literally come down, or he comes down a bit and then continues to break, and that's it. So for me, what I can currently see right now is an opportunity for you to get buys around here, and then you can decide to exit at those zones that look like strong reversals because they are also visible on the 4-hour time frame. So, and that's just it, guys. You keep it that simple. So this area looks like an area where you can get buy region. After getting the buy region around here, the stock market to push up price, you can exit at this first lower high and also this second lower high. So maybe at this first lower high, that can be an opportunity for you to set your stop losses at break even, and then you take partials out, and then you leave the rest to run, and then you can exit here and all of that. But for me, these zones are zones that sales are inevitable. But also, this area that a sell was also inevitable has been broken. And upon breaking that, it has created a pullback back into that region. And a pullback back into that region is basically a break and retest. So market is supposed to come back into that area and then continue the formation of the buys. And that is pretty much it for gold. Now, let's look at GBP/USD. Let's look at GBP/USD. You keep it that simple. There's no reason to overcomplicate your chart, because at the end of the day, when you are on a trade, the only part you have full control of is before taking the trade. You don't have a major control after executing the position. You only have major control before taking the trade. Are you guys with me? And that's pretty much it. So now let's move to GU quickly. Let's look at what we have on GU, and then we can just do a bit of psychology talks. So GBP/USD. So now GBP/USD, let's take a look. So this is a 4-hour time frame, which is very, very important that you're always on the 4-hour. And let's look at what market is giving. So first off, I don't know if you guys were here last week where I said that the buys were inevitable, and that was why I majorly drew this. And that was why I majorly drew this. And but then what will happen is, as you guys can see, first off, you're going to mark the high that is here, and this is the high, as you guys can see, and that is like a strong eye. So now we'll mark out that zone with a triangle, which is this. So once you mark this zone out, as you guys can see, this, as you guys can see here, this is a high. And then now market pushed up price slightly with wick by breaking this high, then created a retest back into this region and then continue to push up price. So for me, I'll be expecting a continuation of that same pattern, which means I'm going to enter. I already missed the first trade, but this first trade here is what we're expecting on gold right now. But now that we already missed this first trade on GBP/USD, you can sort of expect a continuation pattern where you're going to expect markets to most likely pull back. If it gives you a pullback into this region, there is nothing stopping you from applying risk management and taking a new buy all the way up. So now you expect market to push down price to that region. If it does, then push that price into that region, and then you look at possible buy opportunities. And that is pretty much it. So I'm looking at possible gold buys, and then to buy to an area where it will most likely sell. But if it fails to sell from there, it will break it, and then we can have the continuation and all of that all the way up. So there are possibilities for goods. There's possibility for gold to sell, but then I'm expecting the buys to those sell opportunity areas. Then at that sell area, at this sell area, you can decide to exit. At the sell area, you can decide to exit. You can decide to exit at the sell area or set your stop loss at break even and run risk free. And that's like pretty much it. So now that brings us to the psychology aspect. So there's really nothing much to talk about, like everything I've already been saying, which is most people when they come into the trading space, they usually don't have a 5-year plan, like I say every time. And it's very, very important that you have a 5-year plan of, of what you want to achieve and why you are really doing what you're doing. Now, once you have a 5-year plan, it's very important to have a 2-year plan. Now, a 2-year plan sort of makes you realize that your 5-year plan is actually not so far. Because sometimes when your plan looks so far, you can get carried away and get lost in all of that. Yeah. But once you understand the fact that okay, my 5-year plan isn't so far-fetched, and then I have a 2-year plan and all of that, it sort of keeps you in check. Now, after you have a 2-year plan, it's important to have a 1-year plan. The 1-year plan helps you to understand the fact that 365 days 365 days is actually not so far, right? And is very, very important that you sort of have a long-term goal of what you really want to achieve. Now, once you have a 1-year plan, you also need to have jottings, right? Now, you need to have jottings, writing things down, in different corners. Now, when you write those things down in different corners, right? You're writing things down in different corners, which means you draw out your plan and you have like a written goal, right? All of those things sort of helps you to stay in check, right? It helps you to stay in check and it keeps you, on track of what you're doing. Life is not always going to be the same. Every single day, you're not going to make profit every damn day. But you understand the fact that you're a financial analyst. And what you do is you interpret financial data. You are literally trading different currencies of different countries. And for as long as those countries exist, like the United States, like Canada, like Japan, like the UK, all and Europe and all of that, you will still have forex trading in the space. So what you should do is you don't sort of put a short time frame or pressure yourself into trying to make 1 billion in a day. What you should do is set a longer term goal, right? Because you know that trading would outlive you. There is nothing you can do about it. It has been existing since the 18th century, and even way long before that, we've had trade by barter era. And for as long as we have those eras, and for as long as all of these countries exist, you cannot escape it. In the next 100 years, America will still be existing. But in the next 100 years, will most of us be alive? I don't even know. So once you understand the fact that it is a long-term goal, not a short-term, it sort of gives you this level of peace. And also you are able to put your goals within a longer vision. For instance, I told somebody one time, okay, what do you want to achieve within the next 5 years? He said, oh, what he wants to make is about $1 million. Okay, good. $1 million in 5 years, divide it in 5 years means you want to make averagely, I think, average, let's say $200,000 a year. So $200,000 a year, you need to target what you want to make every month, or at least every quarter, right? So once you have what you want to target every quarter, it sort of makes it easier for you not to confine or put your trading goals in one. I'll come in, guys. It sort of makes it easier for you not to put all of your goals in just 1 month and then shorten it and all of that. You get so so creating long-term vision sort of helps you and puts you on track. You're not going to be right every day. Like I said before, the only control you have over trading is before entering a trade. So all of the thinking and all of the analysis that you want to do should be done before entering or clicking that buy or sell position. Once you click that buy or sell position, you don't have any control over the outcome. Neither do you have control over the result that you get from that trade. All you could have done was do the analysis and then allow repetition to play its role. Maybe, for instance, now you know that, okay, this strategy has given you money before. Now, this strategy can give you money again, and it has proven itself over a period of time. It's a proven strategy. It's like people that go to war. For instance, when they plan on going to war, they already have a particular strategy that they've been using for years and for decades that have been proven to work. It's very rare for you to see them to try to use another strategy. They'll rather use the one that's tested and trusted. So once you have a tested and trusted strategy, it doesn't mean they will still win the war. They might not. But at least they know that they have a tested and trusted strategy, and they know that, okay, This tested and trusted strategy, for instance, now has worked over the years, and they would try to use it again. But then they don't control the outcome. They only control the part where they are planning the execution. So in life, there is no outcome that you can possibly control. Now, before you go out in the morning, you start your car, you probably decide in your heart that you want to drive out. It's only God that guarantees your safety. Anything can still happen to anybody, which means you don't own the outcome. You can't control the outcome. So that you can only control the things that can avoid that kind of outcome. Which means if you know that the outcome of this trade that you're about to take can lead to blowing of your account, you can take another step that can help you avoid blowing your account by using a minimal lot size. It will not avoid losses, but will help you to minimize the risk potential. Does that make sense? So that way, every single day, that's how you should live your life. So you know already that this step that I'm about to take, I'm still going to record a loss. Maybe for instance, now you want to use one standard lot size. You want to use 10 standard lot size on the trade. I know that if it goes bad, you can potentially lose maybe $5,000. But if you use one lot size, instead of losing 5K, you can potentially lose just 500 with 50 pips SL. Are you willing to let 500 go? If the answer is yes, then let it be and decide to take that one. Now you know that you cannot control the outcome, but you've at least controlled a bit of how the outcome can possibly be by minimizing and mitigating your risk. Most of you don't think before taking a trade, you only think after. And we've all been a victim of that. But as humans, you can always learn to do better and constantly practice. And I believe that beautiful results will show forth. So I want to thank you guys for your time. I'm genuinely grateful for every single one of you, and I pray that your week is as fulfilled, and I pray that God grant every single one of our desires, and I pray that we are able to, make good profit this week, I believe. All right. So I want to say a very big thank you to you guys. And our event is on Saturday. That's in like 5 days' time in Kaduna. So if you guys are in close proximity like Kano, like Abuja, close areas, you can actually come. So it's at Epitom Hotel in Epitome Hotel in Kaduna. I think that's Branawa also. So yeah, you guys can come in on the 31st of May. That's on Saturday. So what else? All of this analysis that we did for this Monday live session will be it will be shared. You guys are welcome. It will be shared on our what's it called? It will be shared in our Forex signal room. So all of this analysis and all of that will be shared in our Forex signal room. All of the trades will be sent there. So if you guys are not there, you can send me a message or send any of our representatives a message. We'll get you. So please, nobody's gonna ask you for any money or anything of that sort. Our page on my page on Instagram is verified, and if you send me a message on WhatsApp, you can easily know that it's myself, or just put a call through to just hear my voice or to confirm or so. And also, you can message our support on Telegram is verified. My own page on Telegram is also verified and all of that. So don't let anybody scam you and all of that. So save guys. And lastly, we have our trading challenge coming up, and that's on the 30th, and that's coming up on the 1st of July. And we're going to be sharing a lot of stuff. We're giving out over 3 million naira worth of cash prize for you guys for free. So if you know you want to join, you can just simply send a message, we'll get you sorted. And I pray that God continues to guide you. And I also say every time that when you're going out, please let people know where you're going. As much as you're all big men and women, even if it's just a friend that won't question where you're going, let people just know so you stay safe. We can only try. Yeah, so I appreciate you guys. As much as you people need me, I also need you. So continue to take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time when I do another session. And save guys and enjoy the rest of your week.